ఎంత మంచి అమ్మాయినా
So good morning, everyone. Um, Let me wait for a minute. So by the time I will start the server. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Everyone able to see my screen, right? So today we are going to discuss about the few more LVM concept. Okay. So adding the raw disk, and FSCK. So these are the two, and conversion also. ext4 to XFS, vice versa. So these are the three topics we are planning to cover today. So let me go for the raw disk. So what is a raw disk? We discussed some time back, right? What is a raw disk? Rohit or Nagur? What is a raw disk?
Sam run that type of discourse.
Okay. It is a sum of the block device, storage device. right?
Yeah.
So in a production environment, there is a kind of the requirement will be there. For example, till now we discussed about the LVM based. Okay, so we explained about LVM is a very good and it is supporting the journaling. Okay, and it support the dynamic okay allocations. Nothing but dynamically we can increase the things and all. Okay, so we can it's a automatic repair system also. So there is a lot of the future will be there. So let it be you are the holding of one company. Okay, so LVM is we are majorly looking for the long tenure purpose. Long tenure purpose, majorly whoever planning for the creation of the servers, they are looking for the long tenure purpose only. Means, for example, you are creating the server for the one of the bank. Okay, so let be you are creating for your expectation will be next 3 years, 5 years or something. There is a some tenure will be there. So long term based to manage the data, we are using the LVM based. For example, short term. Short term is nothing but let it be you are using for the specific deadlines. For example, let it be temporarily data copy or temporarily we can swap the data or whatever may be just for the like a pen drive. See why we are using the pen drive? The concept of the pen drive is that whenever you are planning to move the data from the one place to other, okay, so the pen drive it help you out to connect and collect the data and move the data. So this is for the not for the long term. So Windows also we are using the C drive, D drive, E drive. These are the for the long term. Whereas the pen drive and all are any kind of removable disk. So we are using for the time being. Maybe you want to take the dump of the server, or you want to take the copy of the data. You want to copy the data from the your pen drive. Means there is a short end time and start time will be there. Nothing but you are using for the very limited time. So whenever you are using for the limited time, do we need to proceed with the LVM based? It's not needed, right? Because I'm not using for the long term. Okay. For example, if I go with the LVM based, okay, obviously I need to create a VG or I need to extend the VG, right? For example, I'm using the purpose for 1 hour. Okay, just for the data copy. In this process, I created the PV, I created the VG, I created the something, I added. So after that one, I mounted. So just for the 1 hour completed. Okay, if I'm not properly unattached, deattached, or also nothing but yesterday we done the some of the things. Nothing but if you want to remove the decommission process, okay, first we remove the LV, then we remove the VG reduce, then we remove the PV remove, LV remove, VG remove, PV remove. So before that we unmounted. We unmounted. So these are the steps yesterday we performed at the time of managing the decom process. Nothing but if you want to release the any storage device, so this is the standard process. Why we are doing like this? For example, you are unplugged immediately without notifying or without going the proper way. Okay, unnecessarily your volume group, your LVM and your storage, your operating system will be into the trouble because it is keep on searching for the device. So the device is not existed means someone need to be updated to the operating system or someone need to repair the operating system. Then only it will be that that option will go. If not, you will keep on getting the IO errors. So you will keep on getting the IO errors. And moreover, trouble in performance. See, whenever you are getting the IOS, obviously you will get a lot of the performance issues. So that is the reason we are not going the short term with the LVM base. So now the client said that I don't want any long term policy. My requirement is that I am performing the one migration or patching of the server. So in this process, I need a 120 GB hard disk, 20 GB LAN to server ABC. It should be attached. That should be EXT or XFS. We don't want anything. That should be anything. Maybe that is for the 1 day purpose. Just to copy data or store temporarily. Means you want to copy the data or you want to store the data temporarily. In the time only we are using this option. So how we can perform this option? So the concept is that it is a very simple. Again, we are requesting. See, we are not again going to the volume group. So that is the reason we are not searching into the volume group level. So directly we request LUN to storage team. We are requesting the LUN from the storage team. Once LUN is they provided, we will scan the devices. Once I scan the devices, we will create a PV. Once I create a PV, we will create a file system. Once create a file system, automatically we mount it. So this is the standard process we are going to perform at the time of execution. So let me go for that. So this is my server. Go to the settings. Let me add some space here. Some I'm adding some 7 GB. So 7 GB I added to the server. So it is not reflected. So we have an option called
For I command, right?
for I command. So we need to scan, right? If not, you can see into the history also. History also, we will see that the commands. Okay, directly you can copy LSBLK. Now the 7 GB is reflected. On 7 top of 7 GB, I'm going to create a PV create. Let me showcase what are the PVs are there. So right now only one PV is there. That is, it is already mounted. So PV create /dev/SDA. Why SDA? The device, whatever they allocated, it is a name called SDA. So we created PV scan. Okay, so now PVS. So this is the new PV which is allocated 7 GB. So right now I have a PV. So as per our methodology, once a PV is created, earlier we are going with a VC. But right now I'm not going with a VC because I don't want to go with the long-term process. So my requirement will be the very same. Okay, I will create a PV. On top of that, I scan the devices. Then I will create a file system. So let it be the client said that mkfs.xfs. the file system. Usually here we are giving the LVM details, right? Here we are giving the LVM details, like nothing but LV display information. But right now we are not created the VG, we are not created the LV, so there is no concept of LVM here. So I am giving the directly hard disk, means SDA. So I am creating the file system of XFS file system on the server /dev/SDA. So right now it is created. Okay. So because why I got a nothing but this kind of error means, okay. So there is earlier we added the disk, right? So that is also with SDA names. So we need to go for the reboot one server, then only we'll clear it out this one. So forcefully I created the one file system. Once I created, next command is that mount /dev/SDA/app. So seems to be app is there, df-th/app. If you can see that here, normally when you trigger df-th, if the LVM based means you will get the path like this. Means /dev mapper VG name -LV name, like that you will get it entire path. Okay. So coming to here, this one is a directly we added the raw disk. Nothing but whatever the storage disk we received, just we mounted to the server level. On top of that, I created the file system. So that's it. So right now the client is having the data. They will able to access after some time whenever they don't want. What is the process? I'm going with the unmount/app. So once I unmounted means automatically it will be removed. Then pv remove /dev/SDA. It's already gone. Okay. So this is the way we are attaching and detaching. This will be happening, okay, only for specific purpose. Adding the raw disk means the client is aware of that. They don't want any kind of journaling mechanism. They don't want any kind of futuristic features. So they are using for the purpose of some time being. Maybe for the some time being they want to use it. In the time only we are using this option. So this option is a very specific situation like a migration, or there is a kind of the need they want to provide for the some time being. In the moment of the time only we are providing this kind of the situations here. So these are one of the scenario. So next scenario is that we have one of the scenario. Okay, so FSCK. So what is a FSCK? Especially when you discussed about the booting process. Okay, when you discussed about the booting process, first process will be BIOS. Once we power on the system, BIOS will come into the picture. The BIOS responsibility is that it will going to validate, okay, all the input and output related information very clearly. So in this process, what exactly the happen means in this process, okay, there is a some of the times the changes are not reflected. For example, there is a file is there. In that file, you change the value, you increase the value, you extended the LVM. Earlier, LVM size is 20 GB, now the 30 GB. So that LVM is suppose extended, or sometimes that LVM is overloaded. Okay, this type of the situation, what exactly will happen means the file system is not going to be sync up. Nothing but sometimes it is not performing as expected. So that time of the situation, especially in production environment, we will get messages from the application teams. So application team, they will complaining to the server team stating that there is a one server will be there. That server, we are not able to, okay, there is a one file system with a /app. We are not able to perform activities. For example, we are not able to manage, we are not able to proceed, or we are not able to, okay, sometimes we are getting the connectivity issues also. So there is a lot of issues we are receiving to the file system level. So once they complain, first of all, we need to check it out about the file systems. So most of the times with application related, whatever the devices they are created, those devices are from the some storage. So the performance issues are coming based on the storage device also. Sometimes storage level some issue will be there, or sometimes somewhere it will be issue will be there into the server level. Okay, means the data is not updated properly. Okay, to overcome this one, what we are going to do, it means we are performing FSCK. What is a FSCK? FSCK is a defining a file system check. The file system check, and it will help you to repair your file system. How you are going to repair? For example, if any issues will come, okay, otherwise, it will go into a resync up. So if you can see that once at the booting stage is started, it will going to validate everything, every file system also, everything need to be complete fully. Then only it will mention okay. If not, it is a failed one. So here, what exactly we are going to do it into this concept means FSCK is one of the command. It will help you to check the file system and repair the file systems. Repairing in the sense sometimes any data is missing also, or it is not properly pulling also, or it is not properly opening also. Any kind of file things and all. Okay, we are using the FSCK. But one thing is that FSCK is a bit of long process. So here we don't have the much space here, just 7 GB. Let it be in production environment. There is a lot of the cases your file system, especially application file system, will be in terabytes. Means 1 TB, 2 TB, 10 TB, like the data will be there. So if that much of the data is there, means automatically we are going to the some kind of the situation where we can perform the all the type of issues here. So what exactly the thing is mean? File system, whenever we are checking, we need to get the downtime minimum 4 hours. Minimum 4 hours to 8 hours, the expected downtime we need to get it. Because that's a totally depending upon your application. Any database, any network, or any application. So based on the inside data, the repair activity also going to be performed. So oftenly the performing this activity will help you a lot to make your server and the file system should be accurate. Okay, so let it be, if you can see that here, FSCK is performing some of the stages will be there. So the stages are very important. First stage will be checking the inodes, blocks, and the sizes. Means it will be validating the sizes. Okay, it will validating the block size. Inodes means the outer layer of your file system. Second way, it is checking the directory structures. Means, as I said you earlier, okay, so whenever the data is there into the production, it will be happening to the multiple layers. Nothing but, okay, more than one, it will be existing. So in the moment of the time, it will be performing the data into the architecture level, how many directories are there, how many files are there, how many subfolders are there, everything the step 2 it will be going to be validated. Third step will be checking the directory connectivity. Establishment is there, but connectivity also supposed to be there, right? So this one will be taken care by the connectivity issues also there or not. And the next question is that, okay, so it will be performing some references. For example, if you found the anything need to be upgraded, it will be upgraded over there. And entire the file process, it will be performing identification, rectification, and towards drive solution. So this is a very important into the production environment. Okay, so how we can perform the FSCK? To perform the FSCK, for example, there is one small demo. One is that we are creating the 50 GB image here. So the image will be creating here. So on particular image demo.img, okay, we are creating the ext4 file system. So we are mounting till now here it is a same. Let me see that. So just for the practical purpose only. So we created the some record and we created the file system. So once the file system is clear, df-th. So there is one small file system I created. Okay, with a file system type is ext4. Okay, it is a loop device. Loop device means from the drive I created just for the testing purpose. So once we created, now I am going to do the FSCK. FSCK. So before we are performing the FSCK in production environment, the general process is that we need to stop the application, we need to unmount the device, and we need to inform to all the dependent teams stating that the particular service will be not running at all, nothing but it is not running for some time. Okay, so we will ask them to hold it. Okay, so let it be. So once we get the approval, we are going to perform the FSCK. FSCK hyphen ext4 hyphen of demo VG. FSCK. So if you can see that here, I'm trying to check the file system. It prompted some information. Do you really want it? Okay, there is one warning also. The file system is already mounted. If you continue, you will cause server file system will be damaged. So right now I am performing whenever my file system is mounted. So file system is mounted. Some of the times the data will be going to be lost. So that is the reason we are performing unmount umount /app. That is on file system. App is a I unmounted fsck dot xfs For the FSCK, we are using the XFS repair command. For EXT, we are using the FSCK command. For XFS file system, we are using the XFS repair command. So this repair command also, it is performing into the 7 stages. That's the 7 stages are again the same thing: activating, validating, removing the unnecessary data, capturing each type of the information it will be going to be collected. So in both cases, since it is our test environment, the things are completed very fastly. But if it is a production environment or it is any SAP application or network application, backup application, those type of the times the data will be going to be very huge. Nothing but the data will be going to be huge and it will going to be validated each and every stage here. So here FSCK is the major component whenever the client or someone face the issue, then only we are going to perform. By default, we are not performing. By default, the bias will be going to take care of this activity. Bias will be performing this activity. If any issues, we will ask to the bias team. Okay, so this is the way how we are creating the nothing but clearing the demo VG. Any doubts here?
It is like Windows diagnostic process.
Same Windows diagnosis. But here name conventions are different. That's it. And Windows sometimes a repair option will coming, right?
Yes.
Okay, diagnosis or repair. So that's the same condition. What exactly it will happening? For example, sometimes you will get a blue screen. Okay, so maybe some of the files or some of the applications was corrupted. And once you diagnose or once you repair, it will take you from the, if you are registered means it will take you from the image. Okay, it will replace the files, it will start the recapturing of thing. Okay, so automatically you are able to log into the server automatically without any issue. Okay, that's the same process here. But that depends upon file system. ext means we are going FSCK. XFS means we are going with this particular process, XFS repair. Only the command only changes, the purpose is the same only. Any doubts, others? Okay. So anyone of Santosh, have you anytime performed FSCK?
Yes, so many times I am performed.
Okay. So you people are going with the downtime, otherwise how it will be?
No, యాక్చువల్లీ మాకు వచ్చింది సినారియోస్ ఏమంటే ఎల్వి ఎక్స్టెన్షన్స్ అలాంటివి వచ్చాయి. లేదంటే కొత్తది సర్వరే క్రియేట్ అదే సర్వర్లో శాండ్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు క్రియేట్ చేయమని అలా ఇచ్చారండి.
ఓకే ఓకే.
అప్పుడు డౌన్ టైం ఏం తీసుకోలేదు కానీ మా సుపీరియర్ ఉన్నాడు, తన గైడ్లైన్స్తో చేసాము అప్పుడు.
ఓకే. See, the thing is that based on the file system architecture, for example, let it be now what I'm going to do it here once done. Usually I'm going to mount it. If app file system is a okay, some specific file system where we need to be technical, let it be payment gateway issues or any major application will be there. In that time, okay, downtime is needed. Why the downtime is needed means, see, at the forcefully we can do it. See, in the first case, what we done the forcefully, right? So when we tried the forcefully, it prompt you the one warning, maybe the data is going to be damaged. So when you're doing the forcefully, some data is already in use means what it will do, it forcefully kill the data and it will operate. So that time your data is going to be lost. So that is the reason what the people are doing. They're not doing the forcefully activity. So the safer side is that first of all, we have to take the data backup and we need to down the application services. Then you need to go for the unmounting of activity. Then only you need to go for the repair and mounting. So these are standard process of execution. So scenario to scenario, companies to company, priorities are changing. Some companies are, they're not treated that much of the strongness or importance means we can go, but at least we have to go with unmount for better result. Unmount will help you a lot into the production environment. Okay, so there is one more scenario we have to be think of. Okay, so hard disk FSCK, ext to XFS and vice versa. So yesterday when I was discussing about the one kind of the scenario, let me see that here. Right now, slash app file system is XFS file system. So now the client said that, okay, XFS file system is not needed. XFS file system is not needed. Actually, we want to convert /app into ext4. So the requirement is very simple. Instead of XFS, they want to go to the ext4 file system. So what is the methodology? It will going to be sorted out and how we can perform on the server level. So especially when you are dealing with this type of the request, we need to be very cautious. Yes, command wise, as I said you earlier, FSCK forcefully we can do it. But the thing is that usually we are not recommending. They know clear if they agree means you can go with the particular thing. For example, there is a one particular thing already there with the one operating system, one architecture. So whenever I'm converting, automatically what it will be going to be happen, the existing data is going to be corrupted. So that is the reason what the people are doing whenever they are performing any kind of the activity, they need to be very cautious with the data capturing. Data is a boss and the data need to be existing into the all the servers. So we have a two methodologies. Now the client is looking for this 7 GB as a ext4 file system. Okay, so first method is that we can convert from the XFS to ext4. So second method is that we can complete the or we can create the new parallel server service file system. Automatically it should be mounted. So how we can do it? First of all, we will go with the one scenario. So I have a XFS mechanism. Scenario is that from XFS to I am going with the ext4 mechanism. XFS to ext4, I will go for the execution. First, I will ask us the data backup. I will capture the data backup from the backup team. I will inform to the team, they will capture the data. From our level also, we are going to take this information, TTCFS tab information. Okay, any data is there, we have to take the data into the backup. Once we taken the backup, then we are going with the, so we have a two methodologies. One is that we have to unmount. So whenever we are performing any kind of activity, you mount /app.
One thing,
So first of all,
sorry,
sorry,
మనకి బ్యాకప్ టీం లేదనుకో, మనమే చేసుకోవాలనుకో, ఆ సెనేరియోలో ఒకసారి ఎలా చేస్తాం అనేది కావాలండి.
so nothing new. For example, if you don't have the backup, okay, you can take the backup of cat/etc fstab, this information, okay, netstat-nr, this information, and moreover, okay, inside a app, some data will be there, right? ఈ డేటాని మనం ఏం చేస్తాము, కాపీ చేసుకుంటాము. కాపీ ఆర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు టార్ బాల్ చేసుకుంటాం. టార్ ద్వారా కూడా ఒకటి చేయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఇదంతా కాపీ టు సమ్ అదర్ ఫోల్డర్ లైక్ టెంప్, ఇన్సైడ్ అ టెంప్, ఓకే, విత్ 1 2 3 ఈ రకంగా మనం కాపీ కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. మీన్స్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ ద టైం బీయింగ్. Okay, and since it is a VMware, right, I'm going to take the snapshot. From the VMware level also, we are going to take the snapshot. We'll inform to the VMware team, take the snapshot also. So the snapshot will help you out to capture the information on the moment of the time, what exactly will there. So right now, until in case the server boot avakapayana, I can boot from the snapshot. Okay, this is server level backup. Okay, so this is VMware level backup. Okay, so we will capturing one by one. Okay, so snapshot will be there. Whatever the latest snapshot we are going to consider. These are the two scenarios.
ఓకే, మనకు VMware అయితే ఓకే. మనకు VMware లేకుండా నార్మల్గా ఇవి ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, ర్యాక్ సర్వర్స్ ఇలాంటివి, అలాంటప్పుడు మనం చేయలేం కదండి ఇక్కడ. సేమ్ మీరు చెప్పిన దాంట్లో.
అలాంటప్పుడు సర్వర్ నుంచి ఈ రకంగా తీసుకోవడము టార్ తీసుకుంటాము. ఓకే. అండ్ ఈ కమాండ్ కూడా వాడచ్చు మనం, డంప్ టు ఎఫ్ఎస్. ఈ డంప్ టు ఎఫ్ఎస్ అంటే జస్ట్ మనం క్యాప్చర్ చేయడం అంతే, ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్ క్యాప్చర్ చేయడం. ఇక్కడ ప్రజెంట్ అయితే మన దగ్గర ఏమీ లేదు కాబట్టి సో ఇట్ విల్ క్యాప్చర్ ద డేటా. ఆ ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్ క్యాప్చరింగ్ అనేది చేస్తుంది. టార్ ఒకటి తీసుకుంటాము.
నార్మల్గా
ఓకే.
ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్కి బై కమాండ్ జోన్ బ్యాకప్ తీసుకోవాలి బ్రో.
Sorry, everything we have to
ఫిజికల్
Linux means we have to go with the commands only. See, and moreover, whenever you are dealing with any kind of the data, okay, it's a server related data, application related data, right? See, server related data, I'm taking the one type of the backup. Whatever the backup I'm going to take it, I'm going to take the backup. For example, application related data means, okay, I will inform to application team also take the backup from their end, right? అర్థమవుతుందా? అప్లికేషన్ టీమ్ అయితే వాళ్ళ సైడ్ నుంచి కూడా బ్యాకప్ తీసుకోవాలి కదా. వి విల్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్ దెమ్. ఓకే, అలాగనే మనం కూడా తీసుకుంటాము ఈ కమాండ్ కానీ టారింగ్ కానీ. ఓకే, సో టార్ కమాండ్ ద్వారా కూడా మనము బ్యాకప్ తీసుకుంటాము. లేదంటే ఈ డేటా అనేది వి విల్ మూవ్ టు ద వన్ టెంపరరీ ఫోల్డర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, లెట్ ఇట్ బి వాట్ ఎవర్ ద డేటా ఈస్ దేర్, I will be moved to the some temp directory. Okay, temp directory for the some time being. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఒక డైరెక్టరీ క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని I will move the data. So these all are the precautions. For example, if this data is corrupted also, from this temp directory I will move the data to the original location. If situation come across into that type of situation or stay. If not, we are not doing. We are going to clear that whole data. Say in production environment, if we are thinking about your data is important, okay, obviously you need to have some backup methodology, right? Because server is important means they will go with a mechanism. If not, we are going with our mechanism. So మీరు ఏ రకంగా తీసుకుంటారు మీ దాంట్లో బ్యాకప్? అంటే మీకు ఏమైనా బ్యాకప్ టీమ్ ఉందా, లేకపోతే టూల్స్, ఎనీథింగ్?
యా, మాకు అర్లియర్ బ్యాకప్ టీమ్ ఉన్నిందండి.
ఓకే,
ఆ టీంకి మనం ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేసేవాళ్ళము. నాకు ఈ సర్వర్ టోటల్గా బ్యాకప్ చేయండి అని చెప్పేసేవాళ్ళం అనమాట.
నౌ
ఆఫ్టర్ వాళ్ళు చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మనం అన్మౌంట్స్ అలాంటివి చేసేవాళ్ళం అనమాట.
Okay, so that is a standard mechanism, right? Nothing but we have some kind of the third party vigilance. They are taking care of the only application backup, not the server backup, right? That is also the backup of not a server. Nowadays people are not taking the server backup also. It is a cost, right? They are going to take the application backup like a /app, /data, /oracle, like that. So they are going to take the application backup.
అంటే మనకు అప్లికేషన్ కానీ సర్వర్ టోటల్ 24 hours బ్యాకప్ చేస్తా అంటారు ఎవ్రీ డే.
That is two types of backups ఉన్నాయి ఇప్పుడు. Now most of the environment, in my environment, okay, so I have the two types of the process will be. ఒకటి వచ్చి for example, let it be the same scenario /app. ఈ పర్టికులర్ బ్యాకప్ అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఏబిసి సర్వర్. ఈ ఏబిసి సర్వర్కి అప్లికేషన్ లెవెల్ బ్యాకప్ క్లయింట్ చూస్ చేసుకుంటే, ఓకే, వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సపోర్ట్ యూ ఓన్లీ అప్లికేషన్స్ లైక్ /data, okay, oracle, like that. సర్వర్ బ్యాకప్ ఉండదు. సర్వర్ బ్యాకప్ మీన్స్ ఎంటైర్ ఇమేజ్ క్యాప్చర్ అనేది త్రూ incremental backup or full backup. Means it's a kind of the full image, right? Entire full image will be capturing and it will be keep on incrementing, nothing but day by day. So that is usually here we are using net backup tools. For example, the client who don't want with the high everything, I don't want everything here. I'm going with this only. I'm not bothering about server, because if I have the data means I can manage with some other data. So this is my environment. So totally cost is a major matter. How much of the amount you are spending? Okay. For example, this is the 10,000, 10K means, okay, now client is not ready to spend the 10K. He will complete this work into the 6K. That's the depends. But the problem here is that when you're coming to the server team, this is a risk level. Because we are not only running with these 3 file systems, right? There is other file systems also we have to be take care, because the server is running with other file system also. Infrastructure is a very important, right? So those type of the situations, the architect need to inform. The server level architect will be there, right? Like a build team and all, whoever it may be. There they will sign on risk assessment. The risk assessment means you are mentally, orally, you are agreeing that if something has happened with your low budget, so we are not responsible for the server. This is a risk assessment, right? For example, with his information, there is some other file system may be impacted. It will impact the server also. Okay. So there is a lot of manual work for the engineer also. See, for example, in this situation, if I'm having the second level methodology, means backup is available means what I will do it, I will go with a methodology. Simply, I will take the normal information from the server, whatever may be. I have to be take the server. That is a good methodology. And meanwhile, safer side, I will be having the second option, full backup. Means there is no data loss at any cost, 100%. But whereas coming to here, see yesterday, there is one escalation I had tell. Okay, my colleague, my engineer, there is one migration activity happened on Friday. Okay, so this migration activity, anyone having a AX? Anyone having AX frames? Any idea? Your idea on the AX frames?
No.
AX frames అంటే ఏం లేదు, సింపుల్ గా frame is nothing but like this. Okay, every frame will be consisting of, okay, like this it will be there, number of partitions. Okay, so now the same VMware methodology only, but AX we are calling as a frames. Here some AX server will be there. There will AX OS, AX OS, Linux OS ఈ రకంగా ఉంటాయి. Means they will install the multiple operating systems. So yesterday, actually, the guys they're doing some patching for this particular infrastructure. So whenever they're doing any kind of infrastructure patching, they have to be up at the update time. It will go for the reboot. But the problem with the frames means one server rebooted means at the time of rebooted, everything will be rebooting. So now the situation is that AX team asked the Linux team to take the backup of these servers. Take the backup of these servers. So the problem is that in my environment, we are proceeding with this backup. So due to some pressure, my engineer, instead of taking these servers, means these 3 servers, accidentally he taken some old files, some old different servers. He taken the pre-checks. But the thing is that after reboot, the servers are not came up because the servers are mismatched. So almost one day the servers are down, and AX team also don't know how to bring up, but no one is observed. So this went for the RCA, but this type of the situations also will come. So here this level of methodology is always a risk level. This level of methodology is always the best. Okay, so that is depends upon which environment we are. If the client is not ready to place the money, we cannot do anything, right? Okay, client in batti ఉంటుంది అంతే. It's a clear. Any doubts ఉన్నాయా? So let me proceed to that. umount /app. Okay, mkfs dot, let it be this exfs mechanism. I'm going with a ext4. So it is prompting that, are you sure you want to do it? Yes. Again, I'm going to mount it. Now the file system is changed, right? Earlier it was a XFS file system. What I done? I unmounted the file system. I make it as a mkfs.ext4. I converted as ext4 and I created. But the thing is that it prompted that the data will be going to be lost. Sometimes the data will going to be lost at the moment of the time. So that is the reason we are not recommending this type of activities. Earlier /app will be some data will be there, right? ఈ డేటా వెళ్ళిపోయింది చూసారా? /app earlier it is having some files. Now it is not there. Any doubts? అర్థమైందా చెప్పింది నేను? Rohit, you are able to understand, right? Mohan.
Yes.
So when you are converting, the data is not promptly it is there or not. You need to be. So that is the reason what the people we are doing means in real time. We are not going with the first option. What we are going to do means, so right now the client is looking for the ext4, right? Okay. So what we will do, we will request the LUN to the storage team. The process is very simple. So normally how we are creating LV. So we will get the LUN. On top of LUN, we are creating the PV. On top of that, we are creating the VG. On top of that, we are creating the LV. Or if it's LVM based, for example, normal disk means directly I'm creating the file system with the ext4. Mount it. So once I mount it, from the old data to new data, I will move the data. I will copy it. I will copy the data and I will release the old file system. This is the safest method. If the client forced to do also, you have to take the mail from the client. Okay, we cannot predict and we cannot give the assurance to the data. That is not recommendable. If you want to, file system should be ext4 or XFS, whatever the methodology, we can do it. But parallel mechanism means we will create a fresh one, we will copy the data and we will release the old one. That is the standard methodology. Maybe it will take a little bit of the time, but that is the standard methodology. Okay, అర్థమైందండి? ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? రోహిత్,
Got it.
మోహన్, నాగూర్, సంతోష్ గారు మీకు? Okay. So this is the standard methodology. Normally we people are going into the end to end. So these all are different scenarios into the LVM. Every situation, okay, every situation now it is looking as a very normal, but whenever we are going to the production environment, it is a burning thing. Okay, so let it be. Now if you want to convert the ext to XFS also, that's the same mechanism. Again, a mkfs, you need to make it as, so umount /app mkfs dot XFS space. I have to do the forcefully because we are giving override, right? So once we done, it is XFS now. Here also, the data conversion, whenever you are doing, the data will be going to be lost. So sometimes it will be there. Every time it won't be lost. But the chances are we are changing the architecture, right? We are changing the architecture that leads to the issue. Okay. So hope it's clear. Any doubts? Okay, just go through it. There is a yesterday, day before yesterday also there I received. I will upload today. Okay. So along with the today video also. So you will receive today all 3 videos. Okay.
Okay.
Please be practice. చెప్పండి సంతోష్ any doubt ఉందా? Okay. Okay, please be practice. And if you have any doubts, please come back. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.